Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty. Ah, good girl. This is Jaguar E-Pace, not to be confused with the upcoming electric I-Pace. E-Pace is a compact premium crossover which competes against Audi Q3, BMW X1, Mercedes-Benz GLA and Volvo XC40. Out of these four, only Volvo looks fresh because we know the rest all too well. Q3 looks like a frog, X1 looks like a deflated X3, and GLA looks like an A-class on steroids. In my opinion, E-Pace looks modern, dynamic and elegant. It's something I could drive. First impressions are good. This 249 horsepower turbocharged petrol engine pulls down from low revs, so you'll be fine doing quick errands around town. Visibility is also okay, generally speaking, except perhaps here around the A-pillars. It's not even the A-pillar as such, but a huge mirror which is mounted quite close to it, but otherwise it's alright. During parking, as the window line is rather high, I would appreciate a 360 camera. This is a first edition spec, which is like the best of album when it comes to options. I suggest you do your own configuration. It won't be cheaper, if at all, but at least you'll get the options you want.
Besides a 360 camera, I'd like to have heated steering wheel. At the same time, I wouldn't pay much attention to the Sat-Nav, which is standard on most trims. In many cars, factory Sat-Nav is not as good as Google Maps, but in some, it's at least intuitive enough to encourage you to use it. In Jaguar, Sat-Nav is neither particularly quick nor particularly intuitive.
As I'm recording this, I'm still waiting for Jaguar to answer what's the steering ratio in this car. As far as I can tell, it's not as good as on Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Well, obviously nothing is better than Alfa Romeo Stelvio when it comes to steering ratio at least. And I know Alfa Romeo Stelvio is a bigger car, just like Porsche Macan, which also has a pretty quick steering ratio. Not as fast as Alfa Romeo Stelvio, but still. This car, the steering is not as fast, but it's good enough, precise enough.
Jaguar is always proud of aluminium bits which make the car stiffer, which in turn gives you better feel of the car. This test car has regular suspension, but you can order optional adaptive suspension. Regular suspension is stiff enough. Along with rigid chassis and 20-inch wheels, the ride can be somewhat jittery when the asphalt is less than perfect after winter. However, on twisty roads, E-Pace rewards you with great driving characteristics. Despite it being all-wheel drive, E-Pace can feel almost like a rear-wheel drive car.
Which leads us to the engine and the gearbox. As I said earlier, the engine pulls down from low revs. It's got 365 Nm of torque, and the torque is available from as low as 1200 RPM. The problem seems to be the gear change. This ZF 9-speed automatic is, according to the press release, very intelligent, but if you expect quick downshifts, you may be disappointed. I tried accelerating from about 60-70 kilometers per hour. You know, like you're gonna overtake in eco, normal, sports mode with the shifter in normal and sports mode. And this is what happens. Let me put it in sport and let me put it in dynamic mode. I'm doing about, let me slow down. I'm doing about 70 kilometers per hour, and let's step on it. It takes ages. So prepare well before actually overtaking.
Dynamic mode can be configured. Everything here is in full attack mode. I played with the paddles as well, nothing. The gearbox is just too slow. This is one of very few modern cars I'd rather have with a manual shifter. However, manual is available only with the basic diesel engine.
In high revs, the four-cylinder engine doesn't sound like you'd expect from a Jaguar. On the other hand, you know, this is a premium compact crossover, and perhaps buyers don't expect a growling engine and popping exhaust, and if they do, they'll pick GLA 45 AMG.
Perhaps engine and gearbox would fare better if the E-Pace was lighter. Meanwhile, Jaguar is a rather fat cat. At over 1800 kilograms, it's good 1 to 200 kilograms heavier than all its rivals, who happen to be faster and more frugal.
Jaguar E-Pace with this four-cylinder P250 petrol engine should use less, let me stress, less than 8 liters per 100 kilometers in combined cycle. Now, during my week with this car, I kind of averaged around 12 liters per 100 kilometers, which is quite above the claimed economy figure. Now, let's say we're gonna deduct 10% from it because a couple of days were kind of chilly. So let's deduct 10% from that, but that still leaves us with around 11 liters per 100 kilometers, which is still around 25% more than what manufacturer claims. BMW X1 25i got around 9 liters per 100 kilometers.
There is also a 300 horsepower petrol engine and diesel motors with power ranging from 150 to 240 horsepower. The least powerful engines can be specified with a manual gearbox and front-wheel drive, just like BMW X1. Instrument cluster looks pretty much like in the XE or larger F-Pace. This car gets analog dials with a color display in between, but you can also order digital instrument cluster. If you notice a line of pixels running across the infotainment screen, Jaguar assures me it's something that will disappear after they update the software, but there was no time as I got this car the next day after Polish E-Pace launch event. I like this large shelf, which is good for coins or a smartphone. Remove this tray and you get 2 cup holders, which can also be removed, easier to wash if you spill something. Also notice cubbies at the bottom of the center console and under the armrest are lined with rubber, which, by the way, looks like pattern on Jaguar's coat. There is also a big Jaguar and a Jaguar kitten in the left bottom corner of the windscreen. The same picture is projected on the night access light. Cute.
By the way, doors cover the sills so you won't get your trousers dirty getting in and out.
In the back there is place for 2 adults, 3 if they are slim. Side seats are very comfortable. I like there are 3 ports to charge your electronics. An armrest in the middle contains cup holders and small storage.
So, according to the first edition model specification, this car gets gesture control tailgate, which means you can swing your foot under the bumper and it should open. So I tried that. I tried like this, you know, I was dancing half the way through the afternoon, then I looked underneath and I found out that the muffler is this way, it's across. So there's no way they could actually fit a sensor somewhere around here. So I started looking and here it is, behind the rear left wheel.
According to Jaguar, the boot has 577 liters capacity with a repair kit. For some reason, JLR likes to provide volume to the roof rather than VDA. VDA volume for this car is 425 liters with a repair kit, probably around 400 with a mini spare. Only Mercedes-Benz GLA has a comparably small boot. I like the optional cargo arrangement system, but I don't like the fact it's cheaply made. This tape should roll back easily, and since I can open a boot with my foot, why can't I close it the same way?
Jaguar E-Pace prices start at €35,000. This first edition model with P250 engine costs around 63 grand. If you do your own configuration, it's unlikely you'll shave much off this price. E-Pace stands out visually, but otherwise it's rather average. You could have a well-spec'd GLA 250 4MATIC and still have enough change for a Smart.
And how do you like Jaguar E-Pace? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please share it, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon to be up to date with everything I post. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.